Okay, I think that worked. They have a new feature on StreamYard where you can just insert a intro video instead of me awkwardly having to push different panels and choking on it. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I got something in my throat right now. So you know what? I'm going to bring the other guys in because I think I'm going to choke in a second. So I got Tony with me, if I can bring him up, and Cecil.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm choking.
Okay, I think I got it. Thank you for covering, Tony. Guys, how are we doing? How are we doing on this lovely Tuesday?
I'm doing great. Adam.
Fantastic.
Guys, we got a fun show. There's a lot of movie news to go over. Gladiator 2 reviews are in. Red 1 reviews are in. Oh. We got a Mission Impossible 85 trailer just dropped. Yes. I'm very excited. A lot of movie news. Let's start with something a little fun, though. I mentioned to you guys, I gave you about a 4-second head start on this. I thought it would be fun to just go around the room, say what we're watching recently, and a recommendation. It could be the same thing. But I'll start, give you guys a second to prepare. I watched Tommy Boy the other night with my son Connor, who's 12. Haven't seen it in quite a while. It holds up. It's still funny as hell. David Spade is in his prime, bouncing one-liners constantly. Today at dinner, I was eating a brownie, and Connor turned to me and said, "I can just hear you getting fatter." And that's how I know. That's how I know I'm parenting.
Wait, people can hear that? Because is that why my family wears earplugs?
That's how I know I'm doing it good. So yeah, Tommy Boy, highly recommend. Easy breezy 90-minute comedy, how they should be. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Tony, do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, so I covered this on the wrap up, but at that time I only watched one episode, but I'm a little bit into that show Hysteria on Peacock.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it got a little bit better after like 3 episodes. I know that's like a cliche thing to say, but I was going to watch it to the end because it has a lot of people I like in it, but I'm like, all right, now compared to how I was on that initial wrap up, I'm actually enjoying it a lot more. And if we're talking about older things, I did just put out a review for Arachnophobia, and talking about things that hold up.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that script is so witty and clever, and like that is a brilliant movie.
It's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great. It's surprisingly not brought up as much as the rest of like the big 90s blockbusters. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's all I got on my end.
C Money, you got anything to bring to the table?
I do indeed.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that I have a new and an old. I didn't know we had parameters.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. I didn't bring up. I don't think I brought up a new, but I did watch Arcane. The first 3 episodes. Nobody watched my review, so that's fun. That's uplifting.
Well, I thought you meant like what's a current thing we're watching, and then you bring up fucking Tommy Boy. So I was a little
fair play.
I was a little thrown off, Adam. Hey, what are you watching lately?
Tony,
words are Terminator. Have you heard of it?
Words are challenging. You didn't know they remade Tommy Boy, Tony? You haven't seen this? The 2024 Melissa McCarthy Tommy Boy? Yeah.
It's Melissa McCarthy instead. That's
Tammy Boy. Tammy Girl.
Oh God! Oh, I hate how well that works because of the. Oh God!
Holy shnikes!
Oh Jesus! No, I would say the thing that I kind of was caught off. Like I've been reviewing a lot of the all the recent horror movies that have come out, of course, over on my channel. But naturally, I gravitate towards horror stuff. So I will say I put on something not expecting a lot out of it. I put on the Doc of Chucky on Shudder. And I thought it was just going to be like another regular documentary because they came out with another one like about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, that was made by the daughter of one of the crew members.
Fiona Dorff, right?
No, Fiona didn't make it. No, it was the daughter of a crew member.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I mixed that up. Yeah.
I watched it. It was fine. I put this one on, and I'm an hour into it, and they've talked about the first movie only, and I'm like, okay, this is a good, like, it had a lot of stories even in the first 20 minutes that I had never heard from the making of the first movie. So I was in, like, it was really well made, and then I like click, I'm like, oh, how much more is this? The whole thing's 4 hours and 55 minutes, and it covers the whole series. It's the Never Sleep Again of Chucky movies, and just like the Crystal Lake Memories. I personally love those because those are 4+ hour documentaries as well, covering the whole series, and they're phenomenal documentaries. And so the fact that we got a 4 hour and 55 minute documentary about the Chucky series, I'm only up through movie number 3, but it's so interesting. I'm a huge Chucky fan, so all these are so fucking cool. And so very well made documentary. Like interviews with everyone you'd want to get interviews from. And there's even some butting of heads between people, and so they like talk about each other when they're going back and forth in the interviews and stuff. So phenomenal if you guys are into the Child's Play series at all.
Where did you watch that at? Shudder?
Yep.
Okay.
I see Shudder allows the 4 hour documentary. I interviewed the guys who did the RoboCop documentary, and I think Screenbox like made them break it up into 4 parts instead of one 4 hour documentary. Yeah. Shudder's like, yeah, fuck it, 5 hours long, put it out there.
Was the RoboDoc only the first movie though, or was it the whole series as well?
It was just the first movie. It was the first one. It was
4 hours on one movie. Oof, that's crazy.
It was great.
Well, do you guys want the good news or the bad news first?
I don't imagine a world where there is good news, but I mean,
I got used to bad news not too long ago.
This is our recovery stream, okay? I needed this. Well, let's do good. We're in a good mood right now. Gladiator 2 is at 77% on Rotten Tomatoes with early critics. I, of course, not special enough to see it yet, but I was rewatching the original last night from 2000. 24 years Richard Pryor than this one, which is crazy. I only watched half because it was like 12:30 and the movie's 2.5 hours long. So we're gonna recover probably after this stream. We'll finish it, or at least watch another third of it. Really enjoying it. I forgot how much I hate and love Joaquin Phoenix in the role. He's such a douchebag, but in the best way possible. You know what I didn't remember at all was it does the thing. Ridley Scott does the thing in this movie that I don't like Peter Jackson doing, which is that really bad slow motion.
Slow-mo.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I've never liked it. Is that throughout the whole movie, or was it just the first battle?
I think it pops up here and there.
I don't like that.
I reviewed it last year for Boys Month 1.
And
I actually really enjoyed revisiting it. I remember I was like 10 and I begged my mom and grandmother to take me to the movies to see it. And we all had a great time. Me, 10-year-old, my mom and grandmother watching dudes getting decapitated. It was awesome.
Watching the wife and child dangling there, burned corpses at the beginning. Yeah,
it was a great family movie.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
I always loved that first one. It was so fucking good. I mean, Russell Crowe was badass. And what I liked about it was it actually had, a couple of pretty emotional points in it that I was a big fan of. And then it was pretty, I wasn't terribly young. I was in my teens when it came out. And so I was like, oh my God, this gore, like the two-sworded decapitation is like one of the all-time coolest kills during a battle scene.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. And so like there was so much to love about it. I'll wait and move on to the second one when you do, Adam. But yeah, I really dig the first one. I've never been sure. Well, not never, but since I've heard about the second, I've not been sure about it, but I'll get into that after you do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a whole lot. The thing is, I've been going into movies incredibly blind, like fresh as a daisy now. And it's so much fun.
It helps if you open your eyes.
Well, no, I like just the audio version.
Okay.
But no, like I didn't see a trailer for Heretic before I went in, and I'm really glad I didn't, because when I put the review out, I then watched the trailers to get clips. It's like, oh shit, this is the whole movie right here in the trailer.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Oh, it's great. I think you'd really like it, Tony.
Well, they do leave out a pretty key feature, but yeah, it was pretty. It did cover most of the story.
Yeah, it covers a lot of the ground.
Yeah.
So I have not seen, when I go to the movies now, when the trailers start, I walk out of the movie theater and just pace like a little angry bitch for 30 minutes because that's how many trailers they have now at Regal.
So goddamn many.
It's so bad.
I do that just to avoid Nicole Kidman.
We don't have AMCs here, so I don't get to see her.
You know, it's
sitting awkwardly alone in a movie theater.
You know, it's funny. I haven't done it yet, but the local brewery that I go to screenings at, I'm gonna shoot an intro for them. That's me doing the Nicole Kidman bit. But I'm gonna just be walking around the brewery talking about like shitty films being projected.
Yeah.
I forgot who. Someone did a parody of that, and it was really funny. I forgot who did it.
I think they did it on SNL or something.
Yeah, it might have
When
been.
Saw X came out, they did it with Billy the Puppet.
That's what it
from the
was.
Saw
Yeah,
movies,
yeah,
and they got,
yeah.
in trouble for it, which I don't think you can get in trouble for it, but yeah.
But anyway, I haven't seen a trailer for Gladiator 2. I just know that Denzel Washington's in it. I think, is he playing Caesar? I don't even know who he's playing.
No. I think he manages gladiators.
I heard there's there's like rhinos in the movie, but I truly have not seen this film. The trailer,
which is something apparently they did do. They did flood the Coliseum to have like naval battles, but I think they're saying he put sharks in there.
No, it's sharks. Yeah, there's sharks.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I don't know the logistics of getting a shark in the Coliseum, but I do love this era of Ridley Scott just not caring about historical accuracy, because they were yelling at him for Napoleon. And he's like, I don't care.
There's a completely reasonable explanation. See, Superman goes and freezes a lake, and then he pulls it up and goes and just drops it in, and heat visions it on the way down.
There's like
Tony, hang on. I'm getting word from the community that your audio is a little low now. I tried manually putting it up, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
You can't manually get Tony up.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now?
Not without trying.
Is this a little bit better?
I don't think that changed at all.
I don't know how much louder I can make my audio without having to
louder, more power.
Okay, how about this? This?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Is that better?
It looks like it peaked a little bit, and I am loud.
Let's see if the whiny little assholes in the comments are good. We good over there? Everybody okay with Tony's audio?
Chango,
okay?
you all right now? Chango TV.
It sounds good. All right. I don't know what was being said.
Unless that screen name is actually Chongo, which would be a really cool reference. But I don't know if that's the case.
Wait, don't make fun of that guy. I see him in person sometimes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so the trailer for Gladiator 2, it's got like baboons, like CGI baboons and stuff. Are you guys excited for this one?
Are you guys excited for your audio?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Like a Stewie Griffin. Like, we're gonna have to.
I think it's gonna be shit. I hope I'm wrong.
The reviews I've been seeing are
disagree,
quite complimentary.
Tony.
Yeah.
Cecil, you can't trust Rotten Tomato verified critics. They're the worst.
No. I watched the only two people I tend to watch are Johns and Stuckman.
Don't ever watch Adam. You'll get bad
Adam does
advice.
movies. Adam does movies.
Well,
of course.
I mean, look, present company obviously accepted.
No,
Johns and Cuckman. Stuckman doesn't even do reviews anymore.
He does.
No,
and honestly, I got to be honest. I
no.
skip away before he says and get Stuckmanized every single time. I fucking hate that.
We're gonna go.
Fucking hate that.
I'm gonna go on a tangent here, Cecil.
All right.
Stuckman doesn't consider himself a critic anymore, and you shouldn't either, because he doesn't review movies that are bad. He only reviews movies he likes. So I don't consider that a critic.
I never said he was a critic. I just said he's who I watched.
Sorry. I thought you said the only two critics you watched.
I said the only two people I watched. If I said critic, I misspoke.
Fair.
Because of course, I will not pigeonhole Stuckman that way.
Don't put Stuckman in the corner.
No, it's funny. Like I know who those two guys are. In like the decades they've been around, I maybe watch a total of 5 minutes of each of them. I just don't watch those guys, and they're like the biggest like movie guys ever. I'm like, I just never got into them.
I vibe with Johns. Stuckman I respect just because going from YouTuber to actual filmmaker is a trajectory that I am aiming for. So like, I respect the hustle and I respect how he's been able to do it thus far.
Yeah, I agree with you on the hustle thing for Stuckman for sure. John, I don't really watch any critic reviews.
Oh, he hardly hustles. He barely puts
yeah.
effort in, but
yeah,
he's fun.
No, I meant Stuckman back in the day.
Okay.
But yeah, John's is fun. I get why he's so big.
I just watch Adam and I scream, "You're wrong! You're wrong! You're wrong!" the whole time.
Whenever I see Adam's thumbnail going, then I just skip it.
I love the movie.
Which is, let's be honest, it's 90% of his reviews that pop up have the anger face.
Pretty much. The
Adam is, as my co-host Casey says, the guy who hates everything. She's really hung up that you were mean to Mean Girls. I'm like, Mean Girls sucked, the new one.
The guy who hates, the guy who hates everything if you only watch the videos where I hate things.
I think that's what I think. I think it was a coincidence. She saw like 3 things that were negative. She's like, she hates everything.
Well, it's what tips the scales are when you do weekly episode reviews of something you're hating, because then it's like, oh, here's another Adam hate face for Agatha all along. I get 8 weekly Adam hate faces for sure.
What was a bummer about that one is Agatha all along actually got better as it went on, so the rage was kind of going down, and then by the end of it, I was kind of like, well, it was a pretty good episode actually. This is awkward.
Now all the hate viewers are like, what?
Yeah. What is happening? I don't understand.
You baited them in. You baited them in to convert them.
Switch, motherfucker.
Tony, let me put all your issues, your worries aside with Gladiator 2, because Nick Curtis gave a fresh score. He said, Ridley Scott, we salute you. That's a fresh review from a top critic.
Everyone has said for being an 86-year-old director, the movie is really, really well done. Like, they're like, he's still kind of at the top of his game. It's crazy.
You mean he's
Well,
he's always been good. I mean, he has like some duds here and there, maybe more.
Yeah,
than
his last
usual.
2 Alien movies were. But,
well, right. Yeah, but like, and apparently House of Gucci was garbage. But like, The Martian was fine. American Gangster.
The Martian was fantastic. I thought that was one of my favorite movies that year, but it did not seem like a Ridley Scott movie. I don't know. It just felt very different.
I think he came in late in the game, but like Body of Lies, American Gangster, Robin Hood sucked. But yeah, he can do some good stuff. Obviously, his older stuff is better. 1492, Conquest of Paradise, about Italian hero Christopher Columbus. That's his gold standard there.
Hold on. This is a negative review? CGI rhinos, apes, sharks, and warships take up space in Ridley Scott's digitally re-rendered Colosseum, but he's at a loss with what to do with them. That sounds amazing. If we have sharks and shit in this movie, I'm in.
Oh, did you not hear that part of our conversation a few minutes ago?
I heard the rhinos. I didn't hear sharks.
No, that was the whole reason for my Superman comment.
Historically accurate.
With the ice. I have the memory of a goldfish. I'm sorry.
So they're doing the historical thing where they're flooding the Coliseum, but then Ridley was like, "Oh yeah, throw some sharks in there, like a James Bond villain." It's like, wait,
can I get some sharks with freaking laser beams?
How would you transport the shark from the ocean? It doesn't make any sense.
They didn't have contained tanks that cars could pull.
They just kept digging the moat. They dug the moat to
just
the
a
ocean.
really, really long moat.
Sir, the logistics of this are astronomical. Just do it. It's Will Ferrell from Austin Powers. Okay, so Gladiator 2, we're very excited for that. And now we get to the sad news. It is with a heavy shart that I let you guys know. Red 1 is at 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sorry.
Not like this.
This is
Not like
horrible.
this.
I was gonna go all in on Red 1. I thought it was gonna be the next big franchise. I'm halfway done my tattoo of the Rock with a polar bear.
Oh.
It's not finished colored yet. You're telling me that it was for no. It's actually not going to be good. I saw the trailer.
Tell me about. I got skyscraper rock back here.
Adam, please don't tell me you got a Jungle Cruise.
Hold on a little bit. Jungle Cruise tattoo.
No, he wouldn't do anything less than Jumanji rock.
I have a walking tall tattoo that starts at the thigh, but then the 2x4. Well, you can guess where that's at. The other thigh. Yeah. Walking Tall, probably one of his better movies. It's like 76. It's like 76 minutes long. It's hilariously short.
It's a remake of another movie, so they did half the job.
Yeah.
It's just The Rock's Reacher.
Yeah. Yeah, I am gonna put Red 1 on the wrap up. So I hope those critics are wrong. But let's just say I put it on the wrap up, not expecting it to be great. I'm like, all right, this might be fun to rip on. But
yeah, this is a positive review from Rich Klein. What
Okay.
sets this apart is the odd couple pairing of Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. Even if it's undercooked, their banter provides entertaining, festive cheer. So not
How is
really
that
high praise.
How is that an odd couple? They're both big action hero dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he and Ryan Reynolds were an odd couple in that other big one they made the other year that somehow is going to get a sequel. That Netflix movie. Which one was
that? Was
that?
Red 1 with Dwayne Johnson.
Red 1 is the movie we're talking about.
Red,
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
talking.
the other Red. It's the other Red movie. Red
Yeah,
Notice.
oh wait, it's
Red
like
Notice.
Notice.
Okay, yeah,
Red
yeah.
Notice.
Red Notice, Red 1. Yeah. I think there's a movie called Red also.
Yeah, there's 2 movies called Red. Red and Red 2
Yeah,
with
Red
Bruce
1 and 2,
Willis.
based on a comic series.
And there's
Actually,
also
great comics.
my personal favorite, Red Shoe Diaries, hosted by David Duchovny.
Classic.
Yes.
Tastefully done. My favorite was the episode of Matthew LeBlanc railing some, I don't know, blonde in an elevator. That was awkward. I'm like, hey, that's Joey from Friends.
I like
Oh
that.
my
Yeah,
God.
Matt LeBlanc is what you remember from.
I actually have to watch a Matt
Yes.
LeBlanc movie after this stream.
Oh,
I didn't think he'd be showing up in my life so much.
I didn't actually know he was in any movies. What movie is he in?
Oh, let's just say he got a little lost in space.
I
that's
like that
right.
movie.
Yeah, that movie's
Dude,
terrible.
I loved it when I was younger.
I loved it
You
when
know
I was. Yeah, see, so I loved it when I was younger too. I don't think I've watched it in like 15 years, so
Oh.
we'll see what happens.
The only good part of that whole movie are those helmets because they're like,
Yeah,
They come-
dude, yeah.
That's
That-
cool.
The one, I remember liking that movie enough. I like cried at the end. I felt so bad for like the Dr. Smith that wanted to help or whatever the fuck it was.
Wasn't there a spider guy? At
Yeah,
some
that was
point?
Dr. Smith.
Dr. Smith
He
turns into a
evolved
spider.
into
I
a
actually-
giant creature.
I have like the children's novelization from back in the day, and it had deleted scenes in the book. And as a kid, it used to drive me nuts. I'm like, that never happened in the movie. Where is this in the movie?
Yeah, I think I cried during that movie too, but probably not for the same reason you did.
Probably not. Probably.
I will say the Netflix reboot was actually solid, and it has
I watched.
and it has an ending. It
Yeah.
ended. It actually concluded.
That was a
This is good.
phenomenal show.
That was good.
Well, I mean, we took an ugly turn here. Let's try to correct course. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, which is what, the 8th Mission Impossible movie,
Now
dropped
it's
its first trailer.
Can we talk about how annoying it is that it was Dead Reckoning Part 1 and now it's the Final Reckoning? I'm like, is
Yeah.
it not a Part 2?
It would have been really funny if they called it Final Reckoning Part 3. And then people are like, what the fuck? What's going on? What?
Look, I know the last one didn't do super well, but there were a lot of factors in that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to like. I'm hoping they didn't course correct too much, and it was just the title that they're changing.
Did you guys watch the trailer?
Yeah,
I saw the
He's
first part of
running
it, yeah.
a lot in that
Yeah.
trailer.
they know
Like,
that that's what
Yeah.
people like.
too
Well, it
much.
looks like it
in
has
that
some
trailer.
footage from older movies too, right?
It does. So
Yeah.
it does. They have footage from older movies, and there's a moment where he has the rabbit's foot from 3, and I don't know if that
Mhm.
actually is a shot from 3 because it goes by so fast, or if they're actually bringing it back because that was like they never explained what that MacGuffin was because J.J. Abrams is a fucking asshole. So I wonder if they're going to be like years later, we'll finally figure out what the rabbit's foot was, and they're going to use it to take down the entity.
The rabbit's foot was the friends we made along the way.
I don't think
That's
Philip
what-
Seymour Hoffman was going to be shooting women in the head for the friends you made along the way. I don't think
Where's the? I'm gonna ask you one more time. Where is the rabbit's foot? I
Where's
loved
the
his
rabbit?
performance in that movie. Where is the rabbit's foot?
I'm excited. I love Mission Impossible. We've talked about
Yeah.
it before. I actually haven't rewatched the last one since the theater. I need to
Too
like go back
long.
and rewatch it.
It's too long. It's too
It
long.
was too long and a little too digital. Like that, as much as
Yeah.
they hyped up, I think we talked about it, as much as they hyped up that motorcycle stunt.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when the ramp is 10,000 feet long and you replace it with CGI rocks, why bother doing it practically?
Yeah, I
Automatically,
know
they
what
replace
you're
everything
saying.
anyway. Yeah.
I know. They did the same thing with I don't remember the titles of them, but when he skydives or
Fallout,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, and they like replaced the background with Paris, so he's
Yeah.
he's the only real thing in the scene.
Yeah.
I like feel like you did this the opposite. You probably should have just filmed all of Paris and then just digitally put him in. I mean, you would have saved a lot of money too.
Is he
No,
just
they
trying to
want
kill
have a
himself?
$400 million movie.
I think so. I mean,
What-
it's
sorry.
a thrill. It's kind of
What
like
were
how
you saying?
James Cameron. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, yeah, it's only a $400 million movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cost. These things are costing a ridiculous amount.
I'm excited, although it is funny that like when you rewatch the first one, John Voight is the hero from the old show who is now a bad guy. They basically Luke Skywalkered it, but went even harder.
Yeah.
But he's like now younger than Tom Cruise is now in that movie, and I'm like, wow, Tom Cruise aged way better than John Voight. I mean, John Voight's still killing it. We all love Megalopolis. He was great in Megalopolis. But
Cinematic tour de force, Megalopolis. Yes.
I talked about that movie for 3 hours with Gil on his channel.
Oh my
in the
God.
morning because his brother had to do it in the morning. Lucky me, Adam. I could
Is
talk
that
about
longer
it.
than the
miserable.
movie?
It probably was the same length as the movie.
There's probably a 12-hour director's cut somewhere. That's
Look,
gonna
I'm
come
not
out.
going to say if that movie is the best or worst of the year, but it's definitely the most interesting film I watched all year. I'm still.
And it's
thinking about
definitely one of the worst of the year.
it. But
Side note, there was a super chat right away, and it's not showing up for me, so I don't know. Can you see
click
it?
on starred. Click on star. Go
There
to
is no
comments.
star. There is no
Rob
star.
K
What are you talking
says,
about in StreamYard?
why
Go to-
replace Tom Cruise with Glenn Powell in Mission Impossible when they can get Glenn's lookalike Tony from Hack the Movies? Makes no
I'm
sense.
not seeing. I don't see that.
on the right side of the screen? There's private chat, comments, recording.
Yeah.
You hit comments. There's live and there's starred.
I don't see the starred.
Oh, how am I seeing?
Yeah.
it?
What kind of pile of crap is this?
Are you on StreamYard or YouTube?
I'm on StreamYard.
Well,
Oh,
go to YouTube then.
but no, this is on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on.
You'll
Yeah,
see
I
it.
don't know.
I saw it on YouTube. That's where I'm looking.
That's the
Oh.
only one I missed, though, right? From Rob.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that's the
seen
other
any
one.
others yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe put some super chats in, people. I haven't streamed in like 18 years.
Look,
Thanks,
look.
Rob. Thank you, Rob. What was this comment about Glenn Powell?
We just read it.
I didn't listen. I'm so flustered
Why
about this
replace,
not working.
why replace Tom Cruise with Glenn Powell in Mission Impossible when they can get Glenn's lookalike Tony from Hack the Movies? It makes
Someone
no
said
sense.
that's what Rob said. Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
He paid $5 for that.
That's
Well, Cecil, you
that's
were aware
so
of
spot on. It's so spot on. I
you're
don't know why I
aware
didn't
of that.
think about it.
Me and Glenn Powell are basically the same person. Did I explain why?
No, I'm not aware of that. Let me Google
Oh,
them real
okay.
quick.
Well, did you see Twisters?
Oh, wait.
did you see
Wait, you're
Twister?
not talking about the cowboy.
Yeah, the hunky dude. So in
Oh,
that
I mean,
movie-
of course. Yeah, no, I should have
in that
guessed.
movie, he was a very famous YouTuber who sells shirts with his face on them. I'm a very famous YouTuber. I sell shirts with my face on them. And also, Glenn Powell had a minor role in The Dark Knight Rises, as did I. We're the same person. And all I'm saying, Tom Cruise, is you win either way, but I'm a lot cheaper than Glenn Powell. So please consider me for Mission Impossible 9.
I mean, John Goblikon has a podcast and he has merch too. I don't know that I would say he's Glenn Powell.
Well, was he in The Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, well, you got me there.
Then he's not Glenn
I'm
Powell.
now reading that I need to turn your mic down, Tony. It's really loud. We have a $10 super chat from Perm. Here's a super chat, whether you read it or not.
You fucking should have not. What are you doing?
Wait,
no,
so
no,
you
no.
found-
I gotta
did you
read it.
find
I
the
have to
star?
read it. Thank you, Perm.
Perm
This
gave
one
you
Find
showed-
the
something.
thing?
No, this one just showed up for me. The other one did not show up.
Wow.
You
Well,
know
this
what
one
it
was 10, the other was 5. Are you just a rich son of a bitch? Like I only read $10 and above.
You know what it is? The other one came in, I'm pretty positive, before we actually started the live stream. And so for
Oh.
some reason it didn't show up for me after that.
Gotcha.
And it was $5, and I only look at $10 super chats,
Okay.
as you stated. Yeah.
So is he saying he wants to hand off the franchise to Glenn Powell?
We haven't got there yet. We're going there right
Oh,
now.
Sorry.
You think actually
All right, let's rein it in.
Sorry-
Adam. Rein it in.
sorry to put you out, Karen. I was gonna
Read basically Glenn Powell.
Yeah, I'm basically Glenn Powell.
Oh fuck! I should be basically Tom Cruise. Holy shit!
Let's see you run. Go to the back of the room and run.
Oh, dude, I can knife hand like a motherfucker.
You don't think I'll do it?
All I need is an explosion behind me.
I'm gonna
Adam,
need
what
you
were
to
you
trust
saying?
me one last time. Scan, dan, 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 dan. I was gonna ask, what is your favorite Mission Impossible movie, Tony? And then Cecil. Oh my God, you don't know.
Well,
you don't know?
All right, there's a difference between best and favorite, because my favorite is actually the worst one, Mission Impossible
John Woo?
2.
Tell me it's the John Woo one. Yes.
Yeah, that is my favorite one, but it is the worst.
Did
you like the new Thunderbolts trailer where Bucky is basically Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible 2 with the long hair and the motorcycle?
Yeah, it looks cool. The best one in terms of like getting the spirit of the show and turning it on its head is the first movie, but the fourth one is, I think, the best. Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's having a lot of fun in that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about that one. I remember liking the Philip Seymour Hoffman one a lot.
That's the third one. Yeah, that one's great.
I dug that one quite a bit. That was the Abrams one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was.
But Dead Reckoning was pretty entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put that probably somewhere in the middle of the pack. The one that came after Ghost Protocol was really good too. I go between Ghost Protocol and
Rogue Nation.
Something Nation, Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation.
Yeah, that one, because that one has Rebecca Ferguson in it.
Yeah, then they all do after that. Fallout was incredible with Superman as the bad guy.
Yeah,
the
arm talking.
Yeah, he loaded his arms.
He loaded his arms up.
Did you see that they did that in Deadpool and Wolverine? They homaged that when he
he
did his claws.
That's so good.
That was so fucking
cool. I love this film series. I went back and watched the old TV show, and the TV show is great too. And it's fun how because Tom Cruise was like a big fan of that show, and they still are in spirit with that show. They still do the formula. They have fun with it. They get a little crazy. 2 does the formula the least, which is why it's not really one of the best ones, although it's my favorite. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where the franchise goes. Now, are we allowed to talk about Glenn Powell yet or no?
Oh my God. Let me just calm down. Let's see if I have an article I can read from quick. Let me see if one of these tabs, of these 15 tabs I have open. Fuck it. Just go ahead. This is loading terrible. Just go ahead and talk.
I'm fine with him becoming the hero of the franchise, although they were trying to get that to be Jeremy Renner, and they gave up on that 2 movies.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to actually explain what this is, because not everybody knows.
Oh, well, there was an article that said, or I see people saying that Tom Cruise wants to pass the torch to Glenn Powell to be in to lead the Mission Impossible series. But then I saw something saying he was going to be the new Ethan Hunt. I'm like, literally? No, we don't need a new Ethan Hunt. It could just be a new guy. Ethan Hunt is not the original guy. He's just the guy for the movie. So Mission Impossible is built in a way where you can reboot it without having to restart everything. You just make a new team and a new guy. So I'm excited to see where they go afterwards. Tom Cruise is starting to get a little old. Yeah. It's starting to be better than most
finally
people's
start
age.
To see it.
The cracks are showing.
You're starting to see it.
Honestly, and I know this would obviously a good group of people would lose their shit collectively, but I thought it would have been cool to see Rebecca Ferguson take over as a female Mission Impossible character, because she was so awesome in the last couple, but that clearly not happening now.
Oh, wow, the one that went bye-bye.
Yeah.
I mean, they were always introducing younger people, and I guess with the idea to replace Tom Cruise, and then Tom Cruise was a vampire that didn't age, so they were like, "Well, screw it, we'll just stick with Tom Cruise." But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do next. I'm hoping Final Reckoning is a good film. I don't know if it really is his last one. I feel like they might be advertising it to make up for how weak the last one was box office.
Yeah, if it makes a ton of money, it's going to be Final Reckoning Part 2 is going to happen after that.
Remember, the reason the last one did weak was because it was one of those COVID movies that got hit with COVID in the middle of production. So it was extended. And then also that summer, it was one of 3 2-part movies. And by the time it came out, people were fed up. And then Barbie came out a week later and murdered it. So I feel like that one was a little bit of an exception. It wasn't a bad movie. I don't know why everyone thought oh, they got to change all this stuff. No, the quality of the movie was fine. It was just the timing. So yeah, hopefully they didn't Hopefully they didn't do a Rise of Skywalker where they're panicking and overcorrecting and making like really stupid decisions.
Didn't this one cost a shit ton of money too? Because they like had to drown. They had to sink a submarine or something insane. They filmed inside of a real sub, and they had to move it into a position. I don't know. I read some article about how insane some of the stunts were in this one.
All I'm saying
Imagine
is,
being that cameraman. Holy shit.
Yeah. All I'm saying is if it opens up with somehow Phelps returned and it's John Voight with scars, I'm walking out of the theater. The Eggsy was actually the brain of Jim Phelps, the John Voight
Oh my
character.
God.
I'll be like, no, I'm done. Goodbye.
So Alex here says the submarine malfunctioned, set them back $25 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Hate when that happens.
JD, don't you hate when you're making a movie and your submarine malfunction?
Another day at the races over here. Submarine malfunction.
A submarine that'll probably be re-rendered all in CGI to the point they didn't even need to film with it in the first place.
Correct.
No, because they needed what the actual lighting would look like on the real sub so they could build the CG sub perfectly.
They needed to know if Tom Cruise could hold his breath underwater for 25 minutes while fighting 14
They knew
bad
that
guys.
from the last Mission Impossible with the fucking underwater fan or whatever.
Yes,
the
that's
fuck
true.
it was.
And I like how the character
for like
I like
10
how,
minutes.
Yeah, Ethan Hunt in the movie actually held his breath less time than Tom Cruise could in real life at that time. Tom's like, I don't want my character to be better than me in the real world, okay? Okay, so Glenn Powell, you guys, you're cool with that, or
as long as he's a new character, a new team,
Yeah.
and they keep going. I don't want. He's the young Ethan Hunt. Like, no, Mission Impossible is not James Bond. It could be different people.
I agree.
I agree too. And I think what's nice, it's such a fucked up way to preface this statement. What's nice is that the people old enough to care about the original show are going to be dead soon. So forgive how I set that up, but it's true. You know what I mean? So no one is really like, it's got to be Ethan Hunt or it's not Mission Impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, by the time Cruise like really does retire from the role, I'll probably almost be dead when they announce the new Ethan Hunt. So we'll see.
You know what?
But,
real quick, when they brought it back in the 80s, the guy who played Jackie Childs in Seinfeld was on the team. Can they get that actor to come back in Final Reckoning? He's like, I've been in charge of Mission. I didn't even watch the 80s revival. But I just really want to see Jackie Childs in a Mission.
Who told you to take the rabbit's foot? I didn't tell you to take the rabbit's foot.
I didn't take you to the rabbit's foot.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I am with Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford and
yeah, both of them.
Han Solo. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't like when they I didn't like when they recast him as whatever fucknuts was in that Solo prequel movie. Didn't care for it. Do a different character. Harrison Ford is those characters.
Indiana Jones is replacing William Hurt in a movie coming up very soon.
Yeah, that's true.
He's playing Thunderbolt Ross in Captain America
because William Hurt died, and
why make him the same character? Does anybody actually care?
No, they made him the same character.
Thunderbolt Ross is the one that became the Red Hulk in the comics. So
they haven't
to be accurate. It's got to be Thunderbolt Ross.
It's because the MCU's been like so crispy accurate.
Yeah, no. Taskmaster isn't a girl. You know, like I don't even think Ghost is. I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
No, and the bad guy from I can't remember his name. The guy from Iron Man 3 being a complete psych job.
Oh, Mandarin, yeah.
Oh, they threw him in that stupid Shang-Chi movie for no reason.
I thought that was funny, except the ass creature was kind of stupid.
That was dumb.
Well, now he's going to be in that TV series.
Oh yeah, they are bringing him back.
Yeah, he's going to be just a straight up like acting coach, I think, or something in that new Marvel comedy show.
I haven't watched the Marvel show in
Mr. Powers or something like that.
Mr. Wonder Man.
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Wonder Man just dropped a trailer today, I think. I didn't get to see it yet. I guess
that was it.
Okay, Wonder Man. I don't know where I got Mr. Powers from. Back to Austin Powers, probably. Yeah. See you in the future, Mr. Powers.
Speaking of
Wonder Man is just as generic as Mr. Powers, so I can see the problem.
Speaking of Thunderbolts, I'm pretty sure Lady Taskmaster is going to die because she's barely in that trailer. She's going to be like Rope Guy from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, she's the very first one to go.
Dude, Taskmaster. Sorry, it's not a rant. Taskmaster was weird. Because in every other medium, like cartoons and video games, they were pushing Taskmaster hard.
He's a badass.
Yeah, and then the movie, they're like, we're gonna make it a lady, and she's not gonna talk, and she's gonna be a robot man. It's like, this is nothing like the character you've been shoving down our throats everywhere else. What was the point of this?
Taskmaster is one of the most elite fighters in all of Marvel, and they completely fucked the character up.
It was so stupid.
This is a fun side question. I don't usually answer non-pain.
I like side
comments,
question. It's
but I like this one.
as a video game person.
I warn. Adam does movies, and you guys. Who is better at doing their own stunts, Jackie Chan or Tom Cruise?
Jackie Chan.
I would say Jackie Chan without even like hesitating, mainly because Chan has broken pretty much every bone in his body from the physicality of doing his own stunt work, and he also doesn't have the benefit of multiple $millions wires and everything. Like, he's just straight up jumping off buildings, no nets, no anything.
Yeah, I think Jackie Chan did his stunts earlier too. I think it took a while for Tom Cruise. I'm pretty sure studios wouldn't even let him do the stunts until he started forking up his own money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jackie Chan all the way.
Have you guys seen any of the clips from this movie that he made? Just like in the last year, like the last couple of years. I think it's called Ride On. I could be wrong, but
Is that the one with John Cena or someone?
no, it's a kind of a drama, but it's about him and his daughter. It's not about him in particular, but he's a stunt actor. And at one point, there's this one really beautiful scene where he's outside just watching on the TV screen all of the things that he used to do, and his daughter comes out and like stands next to him and watches too, and they play all the shit that Jackie Chan actually did throughout his career.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he starts to tear up, like,
that's cool.
because it's a retrospective of his whole life that he's watching with his daughter. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I haven't watched the movie yet, but I fully intend to. And if anyone's interested in that scene, you can look that scene up on YouTube if you don't want to watch the whole movie.
Well,
it's called Ride On. Yep.
I'm
That's
aware
cool.
of that scene because that caused a little bit of controversy online.
Oh,
Because people thought it was real, and that was his real daughter.
yeah.
And then people were like, no, this is the scene from the movie. And then they were like, by the way, he cheated on his wife with a woman, and he has a daughter that he does not have a relationship with, and she hates. So a bunch of people found out about Jackie Chan's real life daughter by, like what you said, crying at this fake video and learning it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Then they look at his
Jackie
real daughter, and
Chan's
she's like, I hate
greatest
my
stunt.
dad.
Jackie Chan's greatest stunt yet: dodging alimony payments.
27 years
I don't
later,
know if
he's
he's
still
done.
doing it. He's still doing it.
We try not to look too far up certain skirts. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I
was
still
just- it
remember
was-
though watching. I was obsessed with the kind of like the end credit scenes of Jackie Chan movies where they would show the stunt work going bad in like Operation Condor or First Strike. When the spear would be dodging his head, he's like, it's got to get closer to my eyeball before I dodge it. The guys are like, okay. I'm like, God damn, this guy's psychotic.
Remember Jackie Chan, Who Am I, when he's running down the building and they got that awesome song that plays at the end, the What China Nio. I love that movie.
Dude,
Who Am
Rumble
I
in the
is-
Bronx.
Who Am I is freaking awesome. That has the rooftop fight with that dude that only kicks. Oh my God, that scene is awesome.
Although
Rumble
I
in
want to
the Bronx
watch.
was my introduction to him. It was fucking insane.
I think that was most American audiences in
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drunken Master 2 is phenomenal. Like Drunken Master 1 is good, but Drunken Master 2 is like next level. It's awesome.
Is that where he's on the teacups moving around? I get them all confused.
I think so. I don't know. There's a real cool fight in like a factory or something at the end that was like incredible.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I even like the Shanghai movies and the Rush Hour
movies.
movies.
The first one, Shanghai Nights, I thought was pretty bad, but the first one was pretty solid.
Rush Hour 1 and 2 are great. 3 sucked.
Yeah. They've talked about doing more of those.
Yeah, 4 was supposed to come out. I don't know if Tucker came out.
They did a TV show that like died in one
Oh,
season.
that's right.
Whereas the Lethal Weapon TV show went on for like a few seasons, even after they fired like their Mel Gibson guy.
And they brought Sean William Scott in, didn't they?
Yeah, to save the day, I guess.
Sean William Scott's not doing anything. He's like, sure, I'll be in this. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, back on course. Oh, so we talked about a supposed pick of Glenn Powell from Tom Cruise. I don't even know if it was ever verified that he said it, but we have another one that I believe is verified. Robert Englund retiring as Krueger, and he wants Kevin Bacon to take over. Everybody's excited about this. Kevin Bacon, he's young, he's spry. Get him in the role. He can go for at least, I don't know, 3 years.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Bacon's got to be like 60 something.
Kevin Bacon is a decade older than Robert was the last time he played Freddy.
Bacon age. Kevin Bacon is 66.
He's a decade older than Robert was the last time he played Freddy in 2003 for Freddy versus Jason.
It's a bold move.
You can't.
They're 10 years apart. They're 10 years.
It's a bold pick.
You can't start with a 60-plus-year-old. Like, there's you want one movie and then we're on? Like, we're on to someone else? It's the dumbest argument. And by the way, that first article is from 2020. Robert endorsed him before 2020.
Yeah.
And like they're like people are still running that article.
So they're just so this isn't news.
Like it's
this
new
isn't
news.
news.
Well,
okay.
No, it's just people reposting the goddamn Variety article 4 years later.
I think they're bringing it up because he did do an interview saying once again. By the way, he's done multiple ones, but I guess this one was filmed where he's like, "I'm done. My hand hurts. I'm too old." He's like, "I will voice it and maybe put the makeup on for like a cameo thing, but he can't actually do the role anymore," which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love.
He should do DNN too because I wrote it perfectly for it.
He should. He should do yours. However, I would just like. I don't know why, but in video games, it's only the Jack Earl Haley Freddy or some weird one. It's never Robert Englund. I'm like, I would like just Robert Englund in like a video game. That's all I want. That's all.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Instead of this weird knockoff Freddy they have that no one actually likes. But yeah, they need to get a new Freddy if they ever bring it back. I don't know if they're bringing it back. Jason is tied up in legal issues, but
well, the problem is the Elm Street rights are held by the Craven estate, and they want it. Like a bunch of studios went to them trying to make a movie last year, but apparently they wanted so much money that none of the studios were willing to pay it to do it.
Wait, how did they get that? Because they weren't involved at all in the remake.
Oh no, the rights reverted back to the Craven estate. I think like a year before he died.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
you guys aren't on board, is what you're saying?
I think it would be an absolutely ridiculous choice. Yeah. I personally think, I made a whole TikTok about why this would not be a good idea, and then I followed up with a TikTok on the top 5 people I think could and should do it. Personally,
Timothy Chalamet, of course.
Get
Tom
Holland in there.
Get Tom Holland in there. Yep.
No, there's a guy. I think his name might be Jeremy or something, but the guy that played Vecna in Stranger Things, that actor I think would be really, really good.
That's
I also think that
Robert Englund was his dad on that show.
No, I think Kyle Gallner, who was actually in the 2010 remake, I think he would be an awesome Freddy. I think David Howard Thornton would have fun with the role. You know what I mean? I think there's plenty of people that could do it. Dave McRae.
Have they made any actual announcement about a new Freddy movie?
Nope.
Even
Nope.
Okay.
No, because the Craven estate hasn't budged.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you know, worst comes to worst, me or Glenn Powell are available to be Freddy. We will do it. We will show.
Well, I think you're a little too good looking to be Freddy. The whole, Powell vibes going on your end of things.
I'm pretty sure with enough makeup and CGI, they can make me look ugly.
They're gonna have to make up the shit out of you, man, because that alpha energy is radiating off the camera.
It's gonna be like when an actress takes a role to be like the ugly one. Like what you got? Sydney Sweeney did a movie where she's like, "This is me ugly." It's like you're still really hot.
Yeah,
I don't think this is working the way you think it's working.
Okay, Rob corrected. It wasn't Jeremy. It was Jamie Campbell Bowers. Is that dude from Stranger Things? Sorry. Thank you, Rob.
It's actually Jamie Lee Curtis. You're both wrong.
She wants to come back for Halloween, baby. She said she's not done.
I'm pretty sure she's just talking out of her ass. She was just.
She made so much money from that trilogy. Of course, she'd be willing to do more.
She said several times throughout her career that it made her, and she will always go back if they ask her because it's the franchise that gave her, her big break. So.
Oh, I'm willing to bet there's a script that she wouldn't return for.
Well, that's fair. Okay, on a super positive note, which. This is really good because Sony, as we know, synonymous with quality films. Sony Entertainment, Venom.
I know we're all excited that we're sad Russell Crowe won't be in Gladiator 2, but we're all excited to see him in Craven, right?
Everybody's excited for Craven.
Russell Crowe's in Craven?
Yeah.
Wait, what? As what?
Yeah. He's Craven's
a fucking
dad.
Couch?
Yeah, he's Craven's dad, yeah. Son, I know you have.
Sorry, I just watched him in The Exorcism, and I'm like, this dude is just He's just he's Marlon Brandoing his fucking
which
ass end of his
exorcism?
career.
Which the Pope's
No, not the
exorcism,
Pope's
or-
exorcist. I said the exorcism.
Okay.
Dude,
I love the Pope's exorcist. He's
I
on that
did too.
stupid little Vespa.
Dude, I actually enjoy.
Dude, Adam,
I hear
it's
it. Fat
great.
man on a little bike.
it's so weird because the Pope's Exorcist hints at like a franchise.
They're
And then
doing
he's
another
in-
one. They
he's
are
in
doing another one.
Yeah, but he's in
Are
a
they?
different exorcism movie. And by the way, the posters look similar. I'm like, how did he not get in trouble for this?
I will
So
say,
funny.
so the exorcism, if you guys weren't aware, the exorcism is about what if a studio was remaking The Exorcist and then the actor playing the priest actually gets possessed by a demon
Wait,
while they're
what?
filming the movie. That's what
Yes,
it is. Russell Crowe
I did
plays
know
the
that.
priest.
I did know that.
The
yeah.
actor playing the priest, and then he slowly gets possessed throughout the movie. And it's really cool. I don't mind spoiling it because it's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But at one point when they're filming, he like goes crazy and then he like walks down the stairs of their massive home set. And like in front of the cameras, the crew, God, and everybody, he like bends all the way backwards while still standing there. And it's fucking Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Big Russell Crowe bending
Big
all the
gut
way backwards
sticking out.
and freaking everyone out. I was like, okay, this scene is funny enough to make this movie worth a watch.
Okay, I gotta
awesome.
watch that then.
I think it's also on Shudder. I just watched it the other night.
That's just really funny that it's like not related and they made it look like that other movie.
Well, they never say, they're like, oh, you're remaking that movie? Like they can never say they're remaking The Exorcist, but clearly.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, anyway, back to Sony, and unfortunately, some of their misfortunes with their movie box office. Madam Web, we all love, of course,
Obviously.
underperformed at the box office. It didn't do well. Morbius,
Not by me.
shit.
I saw both of those in the theaters to support them.
So did I. I watched. I assume you went to the re-release of Morbius in the theater.
Of course.
I think it made $600 its second
Yeah.
time around, or something like that. Yeah, they didn't do well, but Venom, as always, is there to save the day, folks. It is #1 in the box office, trace weeks in a row.
But it still performed half as well as the second movie, right?
Here's the thing. I actually didn't see Venom 3 yet. I've been
It's
meaning
awful.
to.
It's fucking awful.
How
Well, I like the
dare
last
you.
two. I thought they were
Oh,
good.
well, then you'll
didn't,
probably
Tony.
like it.
I might
If
like
you like the
Tony,
first two, you'll
you didn't
probably
like
like
them
it.
for real.
They're not good. They're not great,
No.
but I can turn them on and
You
enjoy them.
Okay, you ironically like them. That's fine.
I enjoyed the buddy cop thing with. I'm not like a Venom guy outside of that one Spider-Man story. You can do whatever we want with them after that.
I'm not
I-
a Venom guy either, but it's just dumb as shit. They're so bad. Like
I
the
know the
dialogue's
trailer. He's
terrible.
like dancing. I'm like, that looks awesome. That's what I
Oh, yeah,
want
he-
Venom to
oh,
do.
he
to dance with
dances.
old
He dances
ladies.
to-
Oh,
Yeah, he
come
dances
on.
to
That's
a- he
awesome.
dances-
I'll
he
punch
dances-
you.
Stupid.
Conversely, I have every appearance of Venom in the comics
Oh,
up until like 2016 or something.
Mhm.
Like I love the character, and this ain't him. Like this is the Snyderverse of Venom. Like it's so fucking bad.
It's really bad.
come on. He's like a horse now. Come on. That's fun. Venom horse.
He was a horse for a moment. You
He
know,
was
one
horse
of the-
shit for a whole movie, though.
Oh, beautiful. Well done.
You know what?
Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
You know, I was so excited. No one else has been spoiling Venom 3 for me, maybe because they haven't seen it. But now you guys are just pooing on my parade.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wait,
sorry.
Wait, have you seen it? You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't
No.
seen it yet. I've been too
Oh, can I
The num-
spoil it?
The
No,
#1
I
Venom
wanna see
fan hasn't seen it.
busy. I'm gonna see it.
Oh, well,
I
I'm
wanna
glad
go
I
in
didn't say what I was
fresh.
gonna say.
I
Shit.
want to
God.
go in fresh.
Well,
You'll go in
as-
fresh. You'll come out smelling like shit.
As I was saying, Venom 3 is close to passing $400 million.
Oh,
So it's doing well, guys.
I'm
It's
sure
making
Eddie
its
Brock's
money.
gonna go on more adventures.
Well, they are supposedly putting together a Sinister Six with Morbius, Madam Web, the Vulture,
No.
Venom.
No.
Yes, yes.
No, Madam Web is not part of that universe. They backpedaled on it when it was in production and right before it released. They couldn't decide.
No,
In their
the article
infinite
that I read
wisdom.
last week said that Madam Web is one of the Sinister Six.
then they've changed their minds yet again. Because
I'm not
when
kidding.
the movie was made, Peter Parker shows up at the end as a baby, and they couldn't decide if it was going to be the Andrew Garfield Peter Parker, the Tom Holland, or they were going to do their own thing.
You're
And
telling
since
me with multiverse shenanigans we've had going on for the last 5 years, they're not going to be able to fix that?
Adam, you might forget because there were so many great moments in the film, but at the end of Morbius, Vulture time travels from the MCU to the Morbius
dimension
timeline.
hops.
I remember.
Dimension hops.
I remember.
Yeah, sorry. And then he says we got to go get Spider-Man, and then the home release they made him not say Spider-Man for some reason.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they changed that.
They might have
Tony, do you remember at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home when Venom gets sucked into the Tom Holland universe?
Yeah.
And then they immediately undid it.
I don't want to ruin the whole movie for you, but it starts with Venom getting immediately sucked back into his own universe and saying something like, I'm sick of this multiverse shit. And Tony's like,
I'm going to love it.
Movie.
I'm going to love it.
So bad.
I did like the idea that there was a Sinister Six in No Way Home, but just one of them was in a different country and couldn't participate in the story. I thought that was pretty funny. Like, oh, where's the sixth one? Oh, he's in Mexico, unfortunately.
He's been detained.
All the other five just happened to be in New York when they dimension hop, but Venom was in Mexico. So, oh well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the Sinister Six happens when half of the movies have bombed.
Oh, yeah. Craven. Craven's supposed to be the other one. The other member that they're going to add. Yeah.
Craven is R-rated film. It's R-rated now this time.
It's actually got some not terrible buzz coming out of it, saying that it's a lot of cool kills and shit.
We are really grading everything on a curve these days, aren't we?
I'm mad that Rhino is a Rhino Man and not just
why? Why would you be mad about that? It's actually comic accurate. Like,
no, I like him in a suit.
You mean the Paul Giamatti fucking bullshit?
No, that was too far. That was too far robot. I want him to be. It could be a robotic suit that looks like the Rhino.
Suit in the trailer. It is. It's the suit grafts to his skin, even in the comics. So it becomes a second skin for him.
Well, his face looks stupid. His face should still be normal. Face should still be normal.
Well, his face looks stupid.
I'm fine with a robot Rhino. It's just the Paul Giamatti look like Megatron. I'm like, no, I don't want it to look like that.
He looks terrible. He looks
so stupid.
Ugh. All right, I have one more little piece of news because it's just me being a dick to some people in the comments, rub it in their face. But if you guys in the chat want us to talk about anything else, leave a super chat.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. Otherwise, we're going to shut this thing down. The last piece of news is that, and I know you guys are both super hardcore Moana fans, Moana 2 is tracking to make about $135 million its opening weekend at the box office.
Ooh.
I bring this up because a while back I talked about the slate of Disney movies coming out, Frozen 3, at the time Inside Out 2, Mufasa, and how they're basically just betting on nostalgia and sequels, and they're going to make a ton of money. And a lot of comments are saying, Adam, you're wrong. It's woke. It's not going to make money. Nobody's going to go to these stupid movies anymore. Moana 2 is not even going to succeed. And this movie is probably going to make $1 billion or more. So I don't know what you idiots are talking about. It is trending hardcore money.
Yeah.
And Moana is very popular.
Moana is going to make $1 billion.
It's going to make $1 billion. Frozen 3 made more than Frozen 1 at like 1.6 billion, I think.
And Moana destroyed in the home market. Like
it did. Yeah.
And in the theater.
My nieces are 2 and they love Moana. They watch it on Disney Plus like all the time. We might be taking them to Moana 2 as their first theater movie.
Well, my whole family's going to go to Moana 2. I'm a sucker for a good Disney princess movie. We have no problem with them. So yeah,
a friend made me go to Moana 1 and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are we here? The movie was okay. They had a couple good songs. I liked it, but I was like, I'm never going to watch that again. And then my sister crapped out 2 kids who watch it constantly, so I've seen it like 15 times. Oh, I literally, like a month ago, I was just walking around the house going, "You're welcome." Just
Dude, You're Welcome is great. Shiny is great. Like, there's a lot of really fun.
There's good jams. There's good jams.
They're great. I just don't want to watch the whole movie all the time.
Right. It's funny.
Like, Mona, because they can't say Moana. I'm like, all right, Mona.
It's funny you brought up bringing him to the movie. I actually took my son for the first time to the theater to see The Wild Robot, and he loved it.
Man, so good. That movie was
awesome.
so good.
Did you hear the theory of why that might have done a little bit better? Because people were buying young kids were buying tickets
to go see
Wild
Terrifier.
Robot to sneak into Terrifier.
That's hilarious.
Which made me so nostalgic because I would like buy tickets for PG-13 movies and sneak into R-rated movies with my friends. I don't know how you do it with assigned seating these days, but we saw young kids in our theater.
You go to the Regal. I'm like 90% of the seats are always open, so it doesn't matter. You just walk in and go to one. So Moana 2 is tracking to do well. They announced Cars 4 is now coming. Kill me. Never liked the Cars movie, but again, these movies all do very well, and Disney's at the point now where they're just going to make the safest, most boring movies imaginable. You can only hope that they have talented artists and writers that at least can make them good still, but they are playing it very safe with their movies. Lastly, I guess I would just say Deadpool and Wolverine, Disney Plus today, I think it released.
Oh, the 12th.
I just saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to rewatch that. We reviewed that on my channel, Adam.
Something else for you to watch with the kids, Tony.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't think they would like it too much.
Yeah, I don't know if they would get 80% of the references in the movie either.
I think I just got the weirdest insult I've ever received in your comments, Adam. I don't like
what is it?
No, it just says Cecil looks like a guy who loves Cars movies. I don't know what that means, but I know it's bad.
I liked it. This is from Daniel Fa. He's always in the chat. He's a good guy. I like his. He brings good jokes to the table.
They're not. Cars 2 is terrible, but Cars 1 and 3, not bad.
Not bad at all. Oh, did you say Cars 3 is not bad?
I liked it. I thought it was a very cool looking movie, and I thought the story was way better than the Mater story from Part 2.
Well, I couldn't even finish Cars 2, but that doesn't mean Cars 3 was much better.
And by the way, Daniel, I'm a Planes movie guy.
Gross.
Oh my God, that's a movie that existed.
There's 2 of them. Thank you. They made a
sequel.
They made a sequel.
I think they were both straight to DVD or streaming at
No,
the
the first one went to the theater, I think.
Did it? Okay. Okay. All right. It's in the Cars universe.
I made Daniel laugh. Yes.
I think
Planes was a Disney animated film, whereas Cars are Pixar animated films. Why I know this piece of information, I couldn't tell you, but I can't remember anything you guys said 5 minutes ago, like sharks being under the water in Gladiator too. But I'll tell you.
Wait, there's sharks in Gladiator too?
There's sharks in Gladiator too.
I heard they have laser beams on their heads. I don't know. It's wild. Someone said that.
Great.
So Cars 1, I think when it came out on video, my sister watched it and I saw 10 minutes of it and I went, nah, this sucks, and I never watched it. So
yeah.
Scott Sullivan says Cecil is right. I hate Cars, but Cars 3 was good given the atrocity that is Cars 2.
I don't see that comment in there, so I don't know what's going on. I don't acknowledge it.
Okay, Scott, I got you. I see you, Scott.
Yeah. Not going to feature that for sure.
I'm your Nakiri. I see you.
You know, the last kind of let's end on a sad note, but this channel was firing on all cylinders until about 3 weeks ago, hit a freaking wall. The YouTube algorithm said Adam Does Movies getting a little too big for his britches. He's getting close to that 100,000 subscriber mark. Shut it off. Switch it off. So if I could ask you in the audience to just subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share it around, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your grandma. She'll love it. Grandma will love the channel. She'll understand everything I talk about. I'd appreciate it. We do have a super chat.
I hate to say this, Adam, just real quick though. The decline does kind of coincide with the lack of streams with Tony and I on it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's
you know what? That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why they're back. I read the tea leaves. I understand what's happening.
You know what I think, Adam? I did take it easy this year. I didn't grind as hard as I did until recently, conveniently when your channel started doing bad. So I think me doing well is hurting you. And what I'm saying is, Cecil, for the love of God, just kill your YouTube channel before you murder both of us. Just delete it. Just delete it before you take off. We don't need a third person in this war.
It's a yin yang push and pull.
It's
when
a yin yang. There can't be a third thing.
Dude, my videos get like 200 to 700 views. I'm not a contender. Don't worry about it. Like,
That's
unless it's a film I've made, like people are like, "Fuck him."
See, so that was me like years ago, and now I outperform people that I loved and watched originally.
Well, we were doing great in like 2017, 2018. We were killing it, and then we've like gone from 50 to 53,000 in like 2 years.
Yeah, subscriber growth is hard.
It's tricky, and you just don't know what's going to happen at any given day. YouTube can be like, all right, we're going to focus on this now and not this, and it completely derails you.
Your Godzilla podcast might get deleted overnight. You never know. Anything.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't play the game. After making DNN, I'm focused way more on doing original stuff.
That's
got
good.
lots of irons in the fire that I can't talk about. But
very nice. Well,
it's fun.
For viewers watching, subscribe to both the channels. You can see them under their names. I think. Wait, yours isn't your channel name. Yours is even more like Glenn. Oh, you guys changed your. You don't even have the free advertising. I just noticed this.
I'm glad someone noticed that. I did that like an hour ago.
That's hilarious.
Times like this, I'm glad I've put my branding into my official name. I think that's really helping me out here, Tony from
Smart.
That's all I am right now. I never use my proper Christian name.
You get to make a joke every episode because you have one free line.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, we got a couple sympathy super chats in here last minute, so let's see what we have to.
I see 3, just so you know.
Okay, I see Natasha live streams for $10. A shot out of a cannon, Natasha. Love you guys. Also, I saw House 2 today. It sucks.
I don't remember enough about House 2. I like House 1, if we're talking
about
House
1 existed.
There are 4 houses.
No, 3 doesn't count. That was a movie they slapped the name House on. That doesn't count.
Allow me.
Oh my God! What? I don't know what this is even.
There's
what
also
is
an
House?
Asian horror movie called House. House 1
is it based on the hit TV series?
No.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Strap in.
If I may.
Yeah.
Please tell me what these say.
It says.
I don't know. Let me enhance you.
It says House 3. But I believe it was a movie.
By the way, what is the subtitle for House 3? Can we get a little closer on that?
The Horror Show.
Yeah, I know my branding.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was like its own thing, and they slapped House 3 on the title. They trolled.
Doesn't matter. It says House 3.
Jesus.
No,
you guys are in a different world for me.
I was gonna say,
I can tell you all the horrible, shitty stuff coming on streaming every week because I'm watching all of it. I'm in the mud.
I know. I see
but
your faces.
You guys have a nice collection of really off the beaten path horror films that I've never heard of.
No,
well, I've never watched all of those. I've only ever watched the first one.
You just own them. Supporting local creators or what?
I'm a big. I don't want to see Scream Factory die out or Arrow.
No, it's actually a good time. It stars William Katt, George Wendt. It's written by Fred Decker and directed by Steve Miner, who did like Halloween H2O, Friday the 13th, like 2.
Oh, I liked Halloween H2O.
He also directed Lake Placid,
by George
so
Wendt?
you know it's good.
Did you say directed by George Wendt or starring George Wendt?
Starring George Wendt and William
Okay,
Katt.
I was like, wait, Norm directed this?
No, he stars in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say give it a shot. I rewatched it a few years ago. That movie like haunted me as a kid, and then I watched it again as an adult. I'm like, this is pretty good. I haven't really watched the sequels. I know I've seen the second one. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I do have to say, the first House does have one of the absolute most iconic horror posters ever made.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
So fantastic.
Let me enhance.
Yeah, so much so that they literally like copied it for a bunch of the other ones, and this is the special artwork, so it's not on these. But yeah, like everyone, the fourth one is just a dead hand, like holding up 4, hanging in midair.
Kevin Bacon is gonna take on that role in future versions of the box art.
So
yeah, I just can't do it anymore. I need Bacon.
There were a couple other super chats.
Yeah, I'm going. Calm down.
Just making sure.
Seth Foster for $5. Any chance of Mike Flanagan's Exorcist film being good?
There's every chance. What's the last bad Mike Flanagan thing we got besides Bly Manor?
So we have Did we switch gears from the last supposed trilogy of Exorcist movies? That's
Yeah,
not happening.
Yeah, they've canceled that. They still have to make two more movies because they paid
Green
for
or
it.
whatever.
The David Allen Greer series is not going.
No, not David Allen Greer. What the fuck?
I think I said it right.
David Gordon Green, not David Allen Greer. What the
Hated it.
Yeah, I like picturing him behind the camera. I don't know.
I give it around the world and back snap.
So they have to make movies. They paid for the license. They have to make it, but they're not following up on the last one because no one saw it and it sucked.
Yeah.
But Flanagan is already saying that he's planning on it being the scariest thing that he's made yet, which is cool because he's definitely made some scary shit.
I mean, also he kind of has to say that. It would be bad if he was like, "Yeah, it's not going to be as good as my last."
But he
one,
doesn't. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to say it's going to be the scariest thing I've ever made. Like that's a bold thing to say.
Mike Flanagan comes out. It's going to be okay. Relax about it.
Chill. I got this.
Chill.
It's all right.
It'll be all right. It won't be bad. It'll be all
don't
right.
Get your. You know what? You know what? Maybe don't see it.
It's
Maybe
not
don't
a 10.
see it.
I mean, if Venom 4 is out, see that instead. If you're not happy, come into mine.
We're sitting comfortably around a 7.5 right now. I think that's fine.
It won't be as bad as 2. Won't be as bad as 2.
We're almost done with the year somehow. Do you guys have a favorite horror movie that comes to mind?
Yes,
of the year?
I have 2.
Of the year.
Easily 2.
I have one for sure. I'm going to throw out The Substance. I thought The Substance was
one of mine.
I didn't get to see it.
Freaking amazing. Oh, you should try to see it in theaters if you can.
Oh my God,
Tony,
it is so worth it.
Get those beautiful ass shots and
like all jokes aside, Tony, it is a fantastic theatrical experience.
It's really good.
I'll try to see it. I just been like swamped. I am glad I got to see movies like I got to see not horror, but I got to see Saturday Night in theaters, and I'm glad because I think it bombed pretty hard.
Yeah. It was that was a great movie too. I really enjoyed that one.
Okay, I'm looking through my list. I will say just recently, I don't know if it's the best, but I really enjoyed Smile 2. I had a lot of fun with Smile 2.
That was good.
Strange Darling is my other besides.
I just rewatched that with my wife. I wasn't sure if she'd like
fucking
it.
Great.
I didn't see that one either. That's another one I gotta try.
Dude, so good.
That movie is brilliant because I won't say anything like of actual substance, but
it's a Tarantino horror movie.
Is so sharply written. It knows exactly the psychological like dance it's going to put every viewer through. And I kind of like half watched the movie the second time and was focusing on my wife to see if the movie would hit her the same, and it did. Fun. Every single beat that hit me hit her. I'm like, oh
dude,
my God,
I love that you just said that you do that because I fucking do the same thing when I watch something with someone that I've already seen it. Like half the time I'm just like,
yeah, it's my favorite thing to do, especially with kids now. Like with kids, I was watching Connor at Tommy Boy almost the entire time. Like, is he gonna laugh? Is he gonna laugh here? Yeah. When the door came off the car at the gas station, Connor lost.
What'd you do? That's one of the best comedies of all time.
Here, but right around here,
dude.
Wow, prehistoric forest.
God, sick.
I just love when he's like D+. Like he's so proud of it, dude.
Hey Tommy, you heard about the D+?
Would you guys agree that Tommy Boy is one of the top 5 all-time comedies?
It's in my top 10. I have
top 10?
ranked comedies over the years, and I always go back to Tommy Boy, Austin Powers, Zoolander.
The first Ace Ventura for me is up there.
Ace Ventura, The Naked Gun. Actually, Cable Guy, I think, is criminally underrated.
The original Airplane still holds
Airplane,
up.
yeah,
so funny.
Yeah.
I know my second favorite horror movie of the year. Obviously, Tarot. I thought it was amazing.
Fuck off.
No. I actually really liked Late Night with the Devil. I've actually watched it.
Great.
I watched it a few times. I really
awesome.
Dude, Dave DeSmalchin is amazing, and I love seeing how much work that fucking guy is getting. He's writing comics now while doing all of his film shit.
That's cool.
Like he just started a book called Knights versus Samurai. And like it's just this clash, and like there's gonna be big battles. He's just, dude, Dave DeSmalchin. I'm just so fucking impressed with.
Yeah, I love that he's like everywhere now.
Yeah.
I went into Late Night with the Devil after a couple recommendations with no knowledge of the movie. Again, I went in blind. I opened my eyes when the movie started, so don't worry. But that one was so creative and so just unique with how it presented the story, and like the part of me, there was a part of me that was like, okay, how did they get this like behind the scenes high res footage? But
Yeah.
you have to turn your brain off a little
That
bit and
part
go
was
with
stupid, but
the
yeah.
story. But yeah,
Did you
really well
think-
done.
Did you think I felt like the ending tried to overly explain everything? Like I knew exactly what was happening. I picked up on the little hints. So when the ending is like spelling out everything, I feel like I'm like, I didn't need this. We could have ended this a little bit earlier.
It did the same thing Saltburn did, where it over explains things that you kind of could have figured out. But
or long legs, where it explains things but then makes other things confusing. It's like, oh, so he used magic demon balls, and then you're like, but where did he get magic demon balls?
Longlegs, the most overrated horror movie since fucking It Follows.
Longlegs was a pile of shit, and I don't even want to talk about that movie.
Yeah.
Let's talk about thanks, Tony, for killing the vibe. We were on
Sorry.
such a good run.
Just real quick, Adam, did you see It's What's Inside?
I love it. It's What's Inside. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the most uniquely presented horror movies. Like the presentation of that film is like so wild and like really well done.
Well, it's the same. I mean, it's a couple YouTube directors made that movie, I believe. They had a YouTube channel. Yeah. You're talking about.
I'm not talking about Talk to Me.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm not talking about Talk to Me. No, I'm talking about It's What's Inside.
Okay,
it just came out.
It's What's Inside.
It just came out like
Adam. I think you gave it a negative review. If I'm remembering,
I think you might have. It's the one where they swap brains. They have the machine where they swap brains. It's a Netflix one.
Sorry, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure your thumbnail is shit. What's Inside?
Yeah, sorry, Cecil. Not with you on that one.
I thought it was presented really cool. Like
I thought it was an ugly looking movie. I thought it was a creative movie for sure.
All right.
But I did not. It didn't gel with me at all. I did see some comments that were sticking up for it, but it did not work for me. Talk to Me, however, I love.
Talk to Me is quality. Yeah,
I have a recommendation. I forgot. These guys sent me their movie. It's called Screamwalkers. Now, has this ever happened to you? You want to pick a spooky movie and you can't decide between Scream or the Werecat movie from the 90s, Sleepwalkers. Well, you don't have to guess anymore because these guys combined it and shot it on video. In the year of our Lord 2024, they released a VHS movie
the year of our Lord
called Screamwalkers. And they sent it to me to review it. I reviewed it. And I'm not just saying that because they promised I could be in the next one. You should watch this movie.
There it is.
I will say, actually, it's way more clever than it has any right to be. And the whole shot on video thing is bizarre, but I actually had a lot of fun with this. But yeah, two things I did, because you see a pun and you're like, all right, Scream and Sleepwalkers, who cares? And I'm like, wow, they actually put thought into it. But look, it's a ghost face, but it's a cat, and he has Wolverine claws.
That looks like the cover of a Goosebumps book from the 90s.
And there's a mummy in it.
If you
specifically,
yeah. If you get in the next one, Tony, I better see a terrible morphing effect of you turning into a giant cat.
Like Mortal Kombat Annihilation style. Dude,
have you seen the one from the original Sleepwalkers? It's legendary.
That is the most legendary.
It's in the car. It's like, the morph effects are terrible.
Oh my god!
Now that you say Sleepwalkers, that jarred my memory that I was going to mention Tony Todd, who was in Sleepwalker. We gotta pour one out for Tony Todd. He passed away a few days ago.
It was sad. I found out. So I found out at Monster Mania, and it made me sad because I met him at my very first Monster Mania, and for the life of me, I can't find the picture with him. But he was one of the nicest guys you could meet. Like, it left an impact on me, and I met him when I was like 14. But he was like real sweet, very talkative. There were other Monster Manias where he would do like Candyman panels with like him and Virginia Madsen. And he was just a really good talker, really good guy.
I heard that from everyone that he's just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He was in Platoon, Lean on Me.
He was in the original Crow, which I forgot about until I reviewed it. I'm like,
that's right.
Crow. He was in the Hatchet movies. He's been in a
And,
lot of stuff. Final Destinations.
I hear he's Venom in Spider-Man 2, but I still haven't played
in the game. Yeah, he played he was the voice.
What did you think of the Candyman movie from a few years back?
I thought it was okay. It didn't hold a candle to the first, but it was still entertaining. It was an interesting direction to go.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really beautifully
I
shot.
thought it was a little bizarre because it is a continuation from the first one. It's like, well, you mentioned Helen. I thought that movie ends with Helen's going to be the new bad guy, but now it went back to Candyman. And then she's not included as the other Candyman, what I thought was weird. But I think they cut stuff out with her from the trailers.
Oh,
and
really?
then the ending, the forced Tony Todd cameo was a little bizarre, and I found out that wasn't
just in the car window. You mean like
that was bizarre?
Mirror shot.
Well, that wasn't the original ending. I think the original ending is like the girl is stuck in like a mirror world or something. I don't know. It was something weird. So I was like, why does this whole forced cameo feel weird? I'm like, oh, it was a reshoot. I don't know.
It felt like the Egon bust from the female Ghostbusters movie, where you just see his hair in the crowd. Like, okay.
I didn't think it was great. There were some really good moments in it, but as a movie overall, it didn't work for me. But I think that director went on to do The Marvels, which was Adam's favorite movie of last year.
Of course, one of my favorite movies.
Way better than Godzilla -1. But anyway.
You mean Flirkins?
I did give one of them a fresh and the other one a rotten.
Let's not say which one's which.
Well, actually, I have a T-shirt. I wish I had a photo, but my merch store.
I gotta find this and the other one.
Well, wait, I can bring it up here. Let's see. Adam Does Movies Teespring. You guys can talk for a second while I bring this beautiful store up.
We'll just leave it be.
Oh, yeah, you can just awkwardly wait. That's fine.
Awkward silence.
There was one other piece of news that I didn't talk about, which is that
guess he didn't need us to talk.
There has been yet more Star Wars news. Apparently, not only are there like 14 different trilogies in the works, 3 of them are going to revolve around Rey, everybody's favorite character.
So is this 10, 11?
It's 10 to 12. Yep, 10 to 12. But wait, so they're making the Rey movie the 10 to 12? I think the 10 to 12 is a whole new trilogy.
The 10 to 12, I heard it was 10 to 12, and then now they're saying it's going to be a totally different trilogy that's not related to 10, 11, and 12.
Right.
But then it also ties into Rey, who is in her own movie that's standalone.
Yeah, so the Rey movie might bridge to 10 to 12, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the one with the stupid kids out yet? The stupid
No,
kids
that's coming out soon,
that Goonies kind of Star Wars show.
It doesn't look terrible, but
Yeah, they always are misleading.
People told me Mandalorian was good, and that was garbage. So I don't trust.
No, Mandalorian was good. Mandalorian
was well. The first couple seasons were good.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons were good, and then it went to shit.
Nope.
You know what everyone loves that I wasn't a fan of? That fucking non-Star Wars show about the prison break.
The one by Rogue One.
Andor. Was it Andor?
Yeah,
everyone loves that. It's the most boring Star Wars thing that's ever been
I got
made.
one episode in and I turned it off. I'm like, everyone says it's the best Star Wars thing in years. They all lied.
Yeah, like Star Wars, 12 episodes, I think. No aliens in a Star Wars. No aliens in 12 episodes of Star Wars. Just a fucking space prison break.
But
really in the Star Wars universe, all we want to see are fucking humans in space.
Yeah, you don't want to see just humans. You got to sprinkle them in there. But yeah, no, that first episode was a fucking snooze fest. And then I remember that I hated that character in Rogue One, and I didn't like Rogue One. I'm like, why am I watching this? I'm turning this off.
So this T-shirt here, you might enjoy. It says "Never Forget," and it's the Godzilla with the rotten O. That movie sits at 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, but some prick critic gave it a negative review, tarnishing the legacy. There's a couple negative reviews, but the one that really stands out.
You were the first one,
I think I was the first. You can get it in several different colors to really show respect to the critic who ruined the score. But Tony, there's one other one I wanted to show you. That I really like.
I love that one.
It's called Hack Brothers. It's nice. Tony and myself. It's just kind of commemorating our friendship over the years. Very good looking. Tony, you look perfect. I don't know why. You match so perfectly to John C. Reilly. It's insane.
It's
but
beautiful.
Yeah, just I'm
gonna buy
hop around. There's some good stuff in there.
Well, now I'm determined to hang around the channel long enough to get on a shirt.
Cecil, we might get a T-shirt together. Yeah, we'll find out. It could happen. You never know.
Could do
a couple more super.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry. Super.
I already have ideas for your shirt.
Cecil, I tell you what, you get me on a couple of your streams, and then maybe we'll get a shirt together.
I just don't want to waste your time, bro. You got like I get like
Cecil, my time is of
watching.
zero value. Okay,
I have you
value.
both on. I have you both on.
Cecil, you haven't asked me to be on it once.
I will. I just don't want to waste people's time. I don't get shit for views, but
that's shocking
Hey,
because you asked me personally to be the voice of Rex in your next Nightmare movie. You said I could do it, and
only because I like when you go rawr.
Rawr.
Cecil, let me tell you how important my time is. In the last 3 weeks, I reviewed Meet Me Next Christmas, which is a Netflix exclusive streamer.
Ooh.
I reviewed Time Cut, which was garbage. Canary Black, which was an Amazon Prime exclusive. Don't Breathe. No one's heard of it. Netflix exclusive.
What?
I can go on.
Don't Breathe was a huge movie a few years ago.
Don't Breathe is a brand new movie. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't Move. Don't Move, not Don't
Oh
Breathe.
no,
Don't Breathe. Yeah,
Don't Move
Breathe
wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. No.
Okay.
But again, this is what I'm
hilarious,
taking my
Alex.
time to watch.
Mm.
It's
Alex
sad.
has a Cars shirt with Adam as Lightning McQueen and Cecil as Mater. Fuck off.
I like it.
I like
it.
that idea.
Strong car lead.
That's really funny. Oh shit.
All right, let's get these super chats out of here. Where are we at? Is it this one? Perm, $10. Here's a $10 super chat so that you will read it. But seriously, welcome back. I missed the one stream a week. I appreciate that, Perm, and we are going to try to do this again every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, maybe 9:30. It depends on what's going on, but it should work out. And I hope the stream hasn't had too many like lags or anything. We had some troubles off camera, but I think we figured it out.
Everything seemed to be running right, except for my
good to
audio,
me.
apparently.
Good. Andy Lee for $3 with a super sticker that I can't see, but thank you, Andy Lee, for that. Appreciate that. And lastly, we got Michael for $1.99. Thank you, Michael. Thoughts on Zootopia 2, Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, and Ice Age 6. I like all the abbreviations to get them in. Michael, I think that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 different super chats to get all those done. But no. Zootopia was a great movie for families. I enjoyed it.
Apparently, they just got Shakira back as Gazelle.
Hips don't lie. Let's do it. Get her back. Toy Story peaked at 2 for me, but I don't mind them. It's okay. Another Toy Story's fine.
4 was kind of unnecessary, but yeah.
Well, these are all unnecessary. Incredibles 2 was the exact same movie as Incredibles 1, and I still enjoyed it, just not as much. I'm kind of hoping Incredibles 3 does something different. And Ice Age 6, I don't give a shit about. I don't like any of the Ice Age movies. Go ahead. You guys can say your piece.
Never saw Zootopia because I'm an adult. Never saw anything.
Saw Moana 30 times and sings it, but yeah, he's an adult.
I didn't want to.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yep.
Toy Story, I like the first 2, and I mentioned on this show that the third one sucks, and everyone yelled at me. So I didn't bother with the 4th one or the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh, it was awful.
I've seen Incredibles 1 and 2. I saw them because I never saw the original back in the day. I saw them both at the same time. Couldn't tell you a goddamn thing that happens in either of them. And Ice Age, I saw the first one, and I heard Scrat's not in it because some lady sued Fox. So the best part of the movies are no longer in them, apparently.
The squirrel?
Some lady sued, Scrat. And they were like, all right, well, you can own Scrat. We're not putting him in the movie anymore. So
he's in every one of them. He's not going to be in 6.
He's in all of them, yeah. I imagine they'll put him in 6.
Really? So they are paying this lady?
What are you talking about? He's in every one of them, and he has a bigger role almost.
Yeah, he's
I know he was in a bunch of them, but this lady won her lawsuit or settled.
I don't know if he was in the one that just went straight to whatever the one-eyed.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he was in the Disney Plus one either.
Yeah, they didn't. Most of the voices didn't even return for that. So
yeah, Ray Romano maybe was back. I don't know.
I think
no, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't.
No, neither was Queen Latifah. I don't think. I think it was just the two.
If the Queen is out. If the Queen is out, then I'm out. Okay. If I can't get Latifah back in a fucking Ice Age movie, I bail.
Yeah. No, I think Scrat's out. I don't know.
Damn.
think they put him in space, to be honest.
He was in space.
No, he came back from space.
4.
Good. I'm glad he made his way back from space.
Yeah, he crashed back down to Earth.
Yeah, that was Ice Age Meltdown.
I think it was like the 4th one. Yeah.
I'm obviously I'm a closet Ice Age fan. I know everything about him.
Well, my kid just went through them all.
Yeah,
so,
my kids watch them too, so I see them in passing.
I just had to learn about this lawsuit that happened, and I pulled up an article, and of course, it's trying to charge me $49 for Business Insider.
Yeah, you're gonna want to pay. You're gonna want to pay that to get Scrat news.
Yeah, I really. Oh no, here we go. 2022 Disney loses
See what
rights
Scrat
to Scrat
mean. Sign up.
Following trademark dispute.
Connor, who loves you keep reading and then you tell us. Connor watched the first. Connor loves the Kung Fu Panda movies. And he didn't see the 4th one, and I told him it's not good. I was disappointed, and he watched it. It was streaming somewhere, I don't know, on the Cock or something, Peacock, and he checked it out on the Cock. And he comes out like 40 minutes in. He's like, "Dad, who is that annoying like girl, whatever rabbit thing? Like that's Aquafina." It's like, why did they go all in on Aquafina? Like, why do they ever go all in on Aquafina?
Did he not watch that fucking dragon movie where she played Sisu the dragon?
He did. We actually, the whole family watched that one, and we were not happy with that movie. Horrible.
Oh yeah, this lady, Scrat's not in Ice Age 6. She after 2 decades of legal battle, she got it back, and she literally tweeted, "No Scrat in Ice Age 6." It happened in 2022. And her Twitter handle is "I want justice." So this is something she's been doing for a while.
Oh yeah, I remember her going on Stern talking about it like in 2007 and shit.
Well, recently she went on Sutter and John show, so things have gone horribly for her.
Wait, Sutter and John has a show now?
We don't have enough time, Cecil. We do not have enough time to get into that. Do not call.
I stopped listening to Howard after Eric the Midget died, or Eric.
Oh, he hasn't been. He was gone from Howard long before.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. He was annoying, but his interviews were funny.
But if she's going on his show, then things are going poor for her. And I can understand why she wants Scrat money. But now they're just not putting Scrat in the movie. So I don't know what she can get.
I mean, she can maybe license the character out now and make some scratch off of him. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that character now that you have it. You just... You get to put pictures up in your house and be like, "See, Scrat, that's mine. That's mine. I took that from children all over the world."
She apparently dressed like Scrat for Halloween and is showing off her boobs. Okay. Well, there you go. Scrat.
Sexy Scrat. Yeah.
She probably has a podcast. Let me tell you about Scrat. What do you think about Scrat? Something punning off of the name.
No, she better not have a podcast, because when she called into the Sutter and John show, she didn't know how to use a microphone or headphones or anything. And he's an idiot who couldn't direct her properly, so it was a shit show. It was one of the worst things you'll ever listen to.
Outside of this, but I get you. Yeah, of course.
The only thing I never gave my thoughts on
didn't give
The
your thoughts,
Incredibles
please.
3. Yeah,
yes, please.
I mean, Zootopia 2 could be fun. I wasn't that engaged with the first one. I'm a little too old, but it was still entertaining enough. Toy Story 5, I think 4 was unnecessary, so we'll see if they can bring it back for 5. Ice Age 6, those movies are just not great. But Incredibles 3, I feel like if they do something different and don't just make it them at the same age again, I think it could be interesting. I think, honestly, what would be the most interesting is something that they'll never do. But I personally think one of the parents at the beginning on some mission should die, and it makes the rest not. Like, they start at that age, right? Or a little bit older after part 2, have one of the parents die and have the others decide not to be heroes for years. And then like 10 years later, have some evil come up where they have to like get back together as a family and as heroes to stop everything. And then like have Jack show up and surprise everyone as like the big savior in the third act kind of thing. I don't know. There's ways to make it interesting.
I picture Cecil pitching this to Pixar. All right, here's what we're going to do for Incredibles 3. Mom's got postpartum depression really badly. Drowns the 2 youngest kids in the bathtub. Dad goes on a bender. He's out of the picture for 4 years. Violet, pissed, emo. Whole thing comes to a head at the end. What do you think? Get the fuck out. Get out. All right. You got my number. I'll just leave it right there.
But stakes, guys. There's stakes.
It's different.
I don't even know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't even know the Incredibles' names. Is it Mr. Incredible? Is that his name?
Yeah. There's Mr.
Yeah.
Incredible. There's Baby Incredible. There's
Gotcha.
Son Incredible and
Dash.
Daughter Incredible. Yeah. No,
One of
just
them-
Daughter Incredible,
One
Mom
of them
Incredible.
could shoot lasers, right?
Well,
Jack can do a lot of things.
like a cornucopia of different things.
Okay.
He's like a all-encompassing character. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
Violet can turn invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Dash is fast. Mom is stretchy.
Elastigirl is the mom. Yeah, Elastigirl.
Yeah, and then
Elastigirl.
The dad is Mr. Fantastic.
Sam Jackson is Sub-Zero.
We call him Samuel Jackson, but yeah,
Was
Sam.
he
I guess
called
Sam
Sub-Zero?
Jackson. Yeah. Samuel
I thought he
Jackson.
was called Sub-Zero.
He's
No,
not
it's probably
Sub-Zero.
not
That's
his
a Mortal
name.
Kombat character.
Yeah.
Being an
Wait,
asshole.
no.
I don't know what his name
Finish
was.
him.
By the way, the worst is when
His name is Frozone, isn't it?
Frozone.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The worst
Where's
thing is
my super suit?
the worst thing that happens to me is when I try to be an asshole and then I accidentally get something right. Like I was making fun of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to my friends. I'm like, oh, what is there going to be like a caveman Buffy? And then they're like, no, there actually was. I'm like, what the fuck? I pulled that out of my ass. What are you talking about?
Caveman Buffy.
Apparently, the first Slayer, there was
Yeah,
a
of course.
flashback episode. There was a caveman Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I never
was like,
watched
I just
that.
made that
I didn't watch
up.
an episode of that show. Never
The
watched.
Slayer is like 007. It's a title that's handed down.
They
Oh,
explained it at
so
the
wait,
beginning.
so hang on. In the show, is the the cheerleader blonde chick from the movie? Is that part of? Is that
She's
canon?
the newest. The last Slayer dies,
Yeah.
and so Buffy becomes the newest iteration of the Slayer. And then in season 5, she dies, and a new Slayer is created. But then she comes back to life. So there's actually 2 Slayers after that point.
No, but I'm talking about the '90s movie.
Oh,
is that
no.
is that
Oh, the
related?
original?
Are they relating that to the show at all?
They did, yeah. No, they
Okay.
they loosely related in that in the very first episode of the show with Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's showing up at a new school because she burned the gym down at her last.
Although
so
she
that's
did
the
it
reference
in the
to
movie.
the first movie.
Is
Here's
she
the
supposed to
thing,
be the same character though?
Yeah, wait, Adam, I can
Oh.
explain it. I can explain it.
Okay.
It loosely follows it. Joss Whedon hated the movie, so he
Mhm.
went back. He wrote a comic that was like this script, how the script was supposed to be. So the
Mhm.
comic
Okay.
is officially the first Buffy adventure. It doesn't count the movie at all. I only like the movie, so I don't give a shit about this.
I like
weird
the
stuff.
movie. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
But I just
remember
made a
being
joke. I'm like, oh yeah, the caveman Buffy, and it turns out I was right. I'm like, motherfucker, I was trying to be an asshole. I didn't
Should have
expect to be right.
Should have a Tony is right T-shirt.
There's a Slayer on every end of the. There's a future Slayer too. That's I think the book's just called Slay. Maybe it's like
Oh,
a
that kind of-
seven issue story. And what's cool is the girl that becomes the new Slayer actually goes and finds the axe that they put in the 7th season of Buffy that's like buried.
Interesting.
So they actually bring the axe from the show into the series like hundreds of years later. It's kind of
And-
cool.
So it sounds like it follows the same lore as the Santa Claus movies with Tim
Obviously,
Allen. Where,
yes.
yeah, when one
It's-
Santa dies, another is born.
It's
kind of-
Yeah.
actually in canon with the Santa movies. Canon with the Santa movies, not with the
Sounds
Buffy
about as
movies.
deep and complex as those Tim Allen Santa Claus films. Yes,
It was funny.
with
A lot
Jack
of my-
Frost and the escape clause and everything. Very.
I'd like
But
to see the Krampus version of that series, where a new Krampus is crowned after every.
Oh, they
time
did it
somebody
on American Dad. They did that
Oh,
on
did
American
they?
Dad. Yeah, Stan's dad becomes the new Krampus.
dies.
They
That's
literally
Oh yeah, that's a
parodied-
great. I love that show.
Yeah, they
I watch it every
parodied the
night before
Santa
I go to
Claus.
bed.
They did Stan's dad becomes Krampus.
That's
I
too funny.
picture Cecil going to the Disney office. All right, I got a new Santa
Oh,
Claus
God, here we
pitch
go.
for you. First scene of the movie, Tim Allen is violently stabbed to death by his son, who then, of course, takes up the mantle. Get out. Why do we keep inviting him
You're
here?
gonna be
All right,
like,
card. You got my card? All right.
do you see the shirt, guys? What kind of story you think you're gonna get?
One final super chat from CP's 199. Thoughts on Penguin? So
Fantastic.
good. Yeah. Penguin was really good the first couple episodes I watched, and I have not gotten back to it, unfortunately. And
It's
I've heard
phenomenal.
it's really good. Really enjoyed it so far.
Come to my channel on Thursday. I'm doing a live episode reviewing it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I feel like it had a strong beginning, a strong middle, and a strong end, which is tough for a lot of TV shows.
Yeah. I always have a strong beginning, but I can never seem to get the middle or the ending right.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard about you.
That's typically how it goes. But we don't need to get into that. Come by my channel next week. I'll tell you about it. Okay, I think that's it. We got all the super chats in. Thank you guys. Tony, pitch your thing if you want. Whatever.
Yes, subscribe to Hack the Movies. Follow me over there. We review movies new and old. Follow me on Patreon if you become a fan. We got a lot of fun stuff on Patreon. Me and Adam just did a commentary track together for V for Vendetta. I got more fun stuff from Patreon because I went to that Patreon seminar and I snuck Gil in on accident because I didn't know you were. I didn't know how to invite a guest, so I just sent him the link, not realizing it was like an exclusive thing. And they had to ask him, they're like, "Sir, how are you here?" But yeah, head over to Patreon and book me on Cameo. That's where you find me.
What?
Book me on Cameo. I'm on Cameo.
What exactly do you do for people on Cameo?
Oh, people get me to like wish their.
Why
like,
don't you pay them a few
I
bucks
guess
and
I should
find
order
out?
one and find
I know,
out.
find
Yeah.
People get me to wish them like happy birthdays and stuff. I had to hype a guy up to
Happy
do well.
birthday, Mr. President.
One guy made me hype up his friend to do well on a date, and at that point, I like hadn't been really on a date in a year and a half. I'm like, you went to the worst person for advice. Someone made me read old wrestling promos, but in like David Lynch's voice. So yeah,
the world is happening over there.
So that's how things are going financially. But cameo.com/Tony Peluso, my proper Christian name. Yeah, and that's what I got going on.
For some reason, I was picturing you as Arrested Development, where Job is reading off the menu to Lucille 2.
I'll do
with
it.
club sauce. You're going through all the. That's a cameo. All right, Cecil, what do you got for us?
Oh, well, you can find me at the Horror Show channel on YouTube, at Horror Show 666 on Twitter, Horror Show Cecil on TikTok, Big Guy 777 on Grindr, and I'm just kidding. That last one's not real, but the others are real.
Oh, well, that was the one I was going to check out. But all right.
But yeah, no, I've done. I did a shit ton of episodes in October, almost a review a day of all the new fucking horror shit that was coming out. So I'm taking a bit of a break right now. But what I'm preparing is an absolute glut of horror comic TikTok coverage, where it'll probably be about 2-3 months of daily horror TikToks covering. Basically, what I do on my TikTok is I cover horror comics that you didn't realize existed from horror properties that are out there. So I covered like all the Freddy comics, all the Jason comics, all the Michael Myers comics you didn't even know existed, like the Dentist comics.
Wow.
Shit, like there's one Saw comic out there, like so I cover all that on the TikTok, and I've got a lot more coming.
They've only made one Saw comic after all these years.
Just one.
It's funny. I picked up like 6 Species comics. So
there's actually 2 4-issue series.
Yes,
8.
I think I got all of them.
Yep. There was actually, I just found out yesterday that there was supposed to be a new series written by Brian Pulido, who created Evil Ernie and Lady Death, but that series never came to fruition.
Wow, that's a bummer. I do have the Arachnophobia comic. I'm going to go through that on Patreon.
There's an Arachnophobia comic?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I got to order that and cover it then.
None of the characters look how they're supposed to, except for me.
Oh, well, that happens so much. But there's a lot of cool stuff. There's actually a Jason versus Leatherface 3-issue series.
I reviewed that.
Awesome.
That on my channel.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's a lot of cool shit out there that people don't realize.
I reviewed the Halloween comic where it reveals that Jamie Lee Curtis is Michael Myers at the end. That was the
3rd issue.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, they've there's a lot of really great Freddy comics out there too. Like Chucky has some great comics. Like there's a ton. So yeah, lots of TikTok coverage on that if you're interested.
I gotta follow you on TikTok now because I like that shit.
I appreciate it. Yeah, there's tons on there.
Well, I reviewed Girl Haunts Boy a couple of weeks ago, so we're all doing things that we really love.
What the fuck is that?
It's a Netflix jam.
Oh,
Netflix exclusive.
It's funny. Sorry, I'm looking on eBay for that Arachnophobia comic now. But by doing this, I found out like there's a Jaws 2 comic. It's an oversized, and guess who put it out? It's a fucking Marvel comic. It's an oversized Marvel comic. It's so awesome.
Wow. All right. Well, I think we'll end it there, guys. Always a pleasure. Hopefully, I can get you back on next Tuesday. We'll do it again. We'll have some fun. Check out their channels. Thank you very much for watching, and let's shut this bitch down. Later.
Goodbye.